surprise for you. It will involve costumes. You should be here. It is not my Halloween costume, which is also amazing, and I already ordered it. Ask about that.
Did you really order
I
it?
ordered it. Oh, it's gonna be great. Halloween party in October. Take it away.
All right, tonight is LST night. You should notice by the noodles, the chicken, the French fries. Our LST team went to Argentina and Japan last year. So tonight they're going to kind of talk about the work they did there, and you guys are going to learn how you can get involved.
T-shirt sales. Okay, this is gonna get ridiculous. Bear with me, okay? This right here, this board, this piece of paper, I'm gonna pass around today, so no one can miss it.
Why are we passing the board?
Big state. These t-shirts, 55/50 polyester. I'm gonna order 2 nights. As soon as I get your orders, I need your size, your real name, and what they think you want on the back of these tubs. You don't have to play and get it 3 or 4 all of these. You have to tell me your name and your number.
Just use a clipboard. Oh my. You tried, Eric. You tried.
Also, along with t-shirts, if you have signed up for a CSC t-shirt and haven't paid, we need your money like now. I think we're going to put our order in tonight, tomorrow, sometime soon. So if you can give us our money, that'd be pretty cool.
Any other questions regarding t-shirts? CSC, intramural, or otherwise? Okay.
All right, open mic night. Woo-hoo! October, formerly poetry night. Now it's open mic night. Anyway, this is a time for you to get together. Show us if you're a good singer or not. I think you are. Or you can do some stand-up comedy. One time we had like a midget performance. Really anything and everything is welcome. So yeah.
If you want to actually do poetry, do that too, right?
Yeah, you can do anything. You can rap. Will. Yeah. It's going to be October 10th here at the CSC. That's a Monday night. We'll transform this place into like a cafe. What is it? Like a coffee shop vibe. It's going to be real cool. Get your act together. That was embarrassing. Anyway. Okay, also, not this Saturday, but the next Saturday is the giveaway at Central. It's going to be from 9 a.m., maybe earlier, so if you're an early bird and you want to show up earlier, you're welcome. We need anyone and everyone that can help. What we do is this is an event that Central does every year. They'll get like old and used, that's a bad word, gently used merchandise, such as like housewares, appliances, clothes, furniture, all that kind of stuff. And they'll give it to the low income to homeless individuals in Chattanooga. So it's a really cool way to help downtown where we live, where we're at. And it's also a really cool way to like get to know some of the family at Central and serve along with them. So if you're interested in helping, please come. I think they're going to want a head count beforehand just to like kind of divvy us up where we're going to be. If you're a man with a truck, we definitely need you to come because we have a lot of stuff that we end up delivering places. So if you could help, it'd be awesome.
Last year I made some blue
Mhm.
just because they're
And it's Chris.
So a lot of you come to the college class on Wednesday nights. So tomorrow night and next Wednesday night if you show up, we're not going to have a formal class. We are going to be working on giveaway stuff because it is a lot of work to get everything ready and organized. We need your help. So we'll just push back our regular scheduled stuff on Wednesday night. And hopefully you guys will still come. We'll still do pizza here before. So come enjoy pizza and then come over there and be ready to to work. And I promise you, if you come to this giveaway thing, it's a lot of work, but you are just going to love it because it is so awesome. And the people that come it's just neat. It's a really neat thing. So the announcement was for the classes. If you're expecting a class, we're working the next 2 weeks.
Sunday on Saudi. Who in here is it? Yeah. Saudi Daisy. Well, now it's your chance to finally make it to Saudi Daisy. Here's the address. 166 Hindsight, 6 p.m. We're going to go over there. We're going to help put on the service. So it's going to go from 6 to 11. Make sure to bring this. It's going to be a normal Sunday night, except we will actually be helping with the service. We will not be allowed to go that long. But afterwards, feel free to take some time to get to know the church in Saudi, all the work they do there, and all the stuff that they would like to hear from us. It's just great for them to see some college kids too. They do support us, along with many other people that I can't name right now, but they love to see people they support. And they love to hear your stories and what brought you here. So, they decided. There's more of that information to follow later on. That's this Sunday at 6 p.m. Hey, girl.
Small groups, don't forget, we meet every Thursday at 8. A lot of the girls have already split up into groups, but don't let that be a hindrance for not coming, because we always have some more people. I think the boys, what are y'all doing this week? Do you know?
Revelation chapter 1.
Yeah.
Oh.
It'll be a really interesting
Bring
talk.
your
So, yeah.
special guest. Special guest. Revelation chapter 1. We'll tell you who it is.
So anyway, come to small groups. It's a lot of fun.
And if you can't make it at 8, make it 9. Can't make it at 9, make it 10. Can't make it 10, you can come study afterwards. We won't be here. Intramurals. Okay, this goes in with the stuff I talked about 2 weeks later. 2 weeks ago. We still have flag football games Mondays and Wednesdays at 5. We've added games. We have more games now. But we will always play one game a week. If you're interested in that, come see me. Dodgeball. There is a dodgeball tournament this Friday. This Friday. If you want to be a part of dodgeball, you also come to me. If we have 14 teams, we have 14 teams. If we have 2 teams, we have 2 teams. If we have 1 team, I will still help you guys make this team happen. I need at least 4 people to comprise a team. Come see me if you're interested. I don't know that. But if you tell me that you're interested, I will tell you soon what time it is. I just know that it's Friday, probably sometime Friday at 5. There's going wrong with the radio station. That's all I have on that. Remember that indoor volleyball is approaching. Kickball is approaching. Indoor soccer is approaching. You can actually already sign up for indoor volleyball as well. Sign up for indoor volleyball as well. If you didn't sign up for it on that sheet that passed around, once again, don't tell me. Come on that board and you want to be a part of it. You do not have to get insurance. I will not let you get insurance. They're just really cool.
Go ahead.
Comments. Yes, no. Okay, so my elder stories.
Yeah.
Okay, so Gavin, where are you, Gavin? This is Gavin. You'll see him later. We'll introduce him. So when I began Gavin's evening, Matt starts walking like a dog in his sleep. Have you ever been to Japan? The doors are open. So everyone in the neighborhood heard this man bark like a dog.
It was bulldog too.
Like a bulldog. I'm talking like you push through it, paper. One day, they spent $30 on a city tour bus.
This is Mel and Kate.
Yeah, Mel and Kate. I know, Kate makes
Mhm.
chance. They spent $30 on a city tour bus that was lost and never found again. They walked on that day, not over there. I heard that they missed every single stop. Every single stop on that bus. You have that stuff.
Okay. Okay. We didn't have any birthdays this week, so sad. Although Betsy's is on, is it Saturday?
Friday.
Friday. Hers is on Friday. So if you see her, that's Craig's wife. Just tell her, hey, happy birthday. But I picked these 3 people up there because we had good news for all of them. Santana's actually not here tonight because I think her and Cody went for Cody's dad's birthday. But I just wanted to brag on her for a second because she has been swamped in PTA school. And she still comes in here with like a smiley face and is like killing it. So whenever you see her, just tell her good job. She's doing a great job. Felicia, I told you were gonna make this slide wherever you are. She was on E for like 3 days in her gas can or gas tank, and she finally found gas. So congratulations. Gas shortages really
Not
on.
all heroes win.
And then Lily, she got a job. Was it a week, 2 weeks ago? This week? Oh, this week was
Yesterday.
yesterday. Yeah, so Lily got a job. Look at her. And then I had one more thing that I wanted to say. Well, 2 more things. Cake Craft is back and we're last up here. That's super fun. And then all of the student directors, so we have a meeting every Sunday. And last meeting, we didn't have any events to plan or anything. So for 2 hours, we just talked about how great you all have been doing with being more inquisitive about the Bible and like encouraging other people to start Bible studies. So for 2 hours, we talked about how much we love you guys and how much we are proud to be a part of you all. So that's all the good news I have for the week. Do you guys have any?
Frank.
Oh yeah! Oh, Frank also loves flamingos. You guys keep in there.
150.
Feel free to look through the
What is the name?
All 150. All right, that's all I got.
$95 days of Christmas, folks. 95 days of Christmas.
Going down for radio.
Lily, your birthday's next week?
Yeah.
Or maybe-
Birthday week is approaching.
Yeah, birthday week was
Birthday week's coming. It's coming. It's coming.
All right, everybody, before we start singing, Malachi's going to say a prayer for us.
Please bow. Lord Father, we just thank you so much for all the blessings that you pour out on us, Lord. All the ways that you work in our lives. And I would thank you especially for this opportunity to gather together and worship you, Lord. We pray that you help us focus in tonight, Lord. To really sing out and praise you with all our hearts. Thank you, Jim. Fill us with our learning for our people. Just watch over us as we go out on campus, to work, and wherever we may be going. Lord, help us be examples so those around us will shine your light.
Steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness. The Lord is my portion, says my soul. Therefore I will hope in Him. Steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. Mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness. The Lord is my portion, says my soul. Therefore I will hope in Him. Therefore I will hope in Him. On bended knee I come, with a humble heart bowing down before your holy throne, lifting holy hands to you, as I pledge my love anew. I worship you in spirit. I worship you in truth. Make my life a holy praise unto you. On bended knee I come, with a broken heart I come, bowing down before your holy throne. As I look upon your face, show your mercy and your grace. Change my life, O Holy Spirit. Make me fresh and ever new. Make my life a holy sacrifice to you. In Christ alone, my hope is found. He is my life, my strength, my soul. This cornerstone, this solid ground, firm to the fiercest drought and storm. What heights of love, what depths of peace, when fears are still, when striving cease. My comforter, my all in all, here in the love of Christ I stand. In Christ alone, who took on flesh, fullness of God in helpless faith. This is of love and righteousness, scorned by the ones he came to save. Till on that cross, as Jesus died, the wrath of God was satisfied. For every sin on him was laid. Here in the death of Christ I lay. There in the ground his body lay. Light of the world by darkness slain. Then bursting forth in glorious day, up from the grave he rose again. And as he stands in victory, since curse has lost its grip on me, for I am his, and he is mine, bought with the precious blood of Christ. from life's first cry to final breath, Jesus commands my destiny. No power of hell, no scheme of man can ever pluck me from his hand till he returns or calls me home. Here in the power of Christ I'll stand. I am a sheep and the Lord is my shepherd, watching over my soul to keep guarding over me ever, watching wherever I go. And when the winds blow, he is my shelter. And when I'm lost and alone, he rescues me. And when the lion comes, he is my victory, constantly watching over me. He is constantly watching over me. We are his children and he is our Father, watching over our soul. Great is his love for his sons and his daughters, watching wherever we go. And when the winds blow, he is my shelter. And when I'm lost and alone, he rescues me. And when the lion comes, he is my victory, constantly watching over me. He is constantly watching over me. And when the winds blow, he is my shelter. And when I'm lost and alone, he rescues me. And when the lion comes, he is my victory, constantly watching over me. He is constantly watching over me. When peace like a river attended my way, when sorrows like steep billows roll, whatever my lot, thou hast taught me to say,
There's not a friend
like the lowly Jesus.
No, not one. No, not one.
No one else could heal all our souls' diseases. No, not one. No, not one. Jesus knows all about our struggles. He will guide till the day is done. There's not a friend like the lowly Jesus. No, not one. No, not one. No friend like him is so high and holy. No, not one. No, not one. And yet no friend is so meek and lowly. No, not one. No, not one. Jesus knows all about our struggles. He will guide till the day is done. There's not a friend like the lowly Jesus. No, not one. No, not one. There's not an hour that he is not near us. No, not one. No, not one. No night so dark, but his love can cheer us. No, not one. No, not one. Jesus knows all about our struggles. He will guide till the day is done. There's not a friend like the lowly Jesus. No, not one. No, not one.
Bibles? Any Bibles?
I have the verse written down on my thing, so like I'm. Yeah, go ahead.
Look at it.
Hey guys, raise your hand if you need a Bible.
Raise your hand if you know where that board is.
Oh,
You know where that board is?
how do you lose it?
How did I
How do
lose
you
the board?
use that?
We broke it. It shocked my
That's true. What would have happened? I mean, yeah, there you go.
So, everyone, thanks for coming. I'm going to take 2 minutes of their time to introduce them. This is Melvina, everyone. Hi, say hello to Melvina.
Hi.
This is Kate. She transferred. We still love her. This is Gavin. He graduated. We still love him too. They've all actually taken already to this task a lot of time, a lot of effort to get the funds raised for these trips, get the training for these trips, get people together for these trips, and pick a place where they feel like they can make a difference. And I hope that they can show you guys how you guys can make a difference as well, anywhere in this world. And if it's here, fine. If it's somewhere else, they'll help you do it. Go ahead, guys.
Cool. Well, like you said, my name's Mel. Some of y'all haven't met, and that's bad on my part. Feel really, really bad. But my name's Mel, Kate, Gavin, and yeah, no problem. We're gonna talk about our mission trip. It was kind of a duo this year. We had Gavin. He went to Japan with a couple of other people, and then me and Kate and a redhead girl named Claire. You'll see her in all the pictures. She's beautiful. We went to Argentina for 4 weeks. So first we just focus on what did we do? Like, what did we do? So and if you could get to that first one. Yeah. So we went with a group called Let's Start Talking, and Let's Start Talking has been around for a long time, like since the 1980s. And so they have been sending. It started off in Germany, and basically some missionaries went out and they were like, "How can we reach these people?" And so they're like, I know English, and so they were like, "Why don't we teach them English by using the Bible?" So that's basically what's been happening every year since then. Now it's not just in Germany, but like all over the world. It's like it's an organization. So I'm just gonna pass around these books. Gavin, if you can just, we're gonna pass around a book on that side too. These are the books we use, and you use like a lot of different other ones after that. You can use Acts and stuff like that, but you start first primarily with the book of Luke. And so, whenever you get to your site, since we went to Argentina and Gavin went to Japan, we took a whole bunch of these books with us, and we offer free English lessons one-on-one. So people in that city, they sign up for free English lessons, and then they sit down and we give them this book, and it's the book of Luke. So if you go through it, it's pretty easy. It's just like the book of Luke, but they made it non-threatening by putting it in this workbook, and they put new words that are kind of hard for us, angel, some of those words that are really hard, for other religions to understand. So I'm going to pass this book around on that side, and then Harrison, if you can just hold on to it at the end, keep that. I'll probably get it from you. Thanks. Okay, so let me get started. Where's it? Is Aaron? Okay. Oh, cool. Okay. Just click on that first square. Oh, space button. Just click on the space button. Awesome. Oh, hopefully it'll.
Oh, yeah.
Then click again.
I think that's the end.
Yeah. Sorry, one second. Yay! Praise Jesus. Every time you do something. All right. So it started in 1980 by these two missionaries. And basically what they do is they send university teams and church teams. And so church teams can go, these are like older people. They're retired. They can go throughout the year. So they'll send them on a trip from 2 to 4 weeks to another country to do exactly what that book, like do one-on-one English lessons with different people. And then university teams get sent during the summertime. And so I'll talk about it at the end of like where you could go if you are interested in going, or what's just the availability of places, that they offer. But usually university kids or university students, we can choose from 2 weeks to 6 weeks. And the freedom is like all over the world. And like, I'll talk to you about it at the end, but that's pretty much what you do. That's what they do. Teams spend 2 to 6 weeks. And then they also, a lot of people don't know this about Let's Start Talking, but they have 1 or 2 year internships. And we actually know a girl in Argentina that we met. She's one of the missionary kids. She'll be going to Japan, hopefully for a year and a couple of months, in a few months. So she's raising money for a whole year internship. And she's familiar with Let's Start Talking, so she chose that as her internship thing. And so she'll be working with the missionary over there. I'm going to let Gavin, he's going to talk about his trip first, and then me and Kate will come and talk about our trip second. Clark, maybe press the space bar. Hopefully it'll go to Gavin's trip. Yep. Cool.
Okay, I felt bad for this side.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Take over, Gavin. Stand over there.
Okay, so I went to Ozawa, a small area, kind of near where Caleb and Catherine and all that went last year. The same prefecture called the Shizuoka prefecture. I went with the one in the middle is Matt Anderson. He goes to the University of North Texas. He's studying the high school social studies teacher. And that is Francesca. She's studying kinesiology at Tarrant County College, and she takes both kickboxing and a bunch of other martial arts all at the same time. So I was scared. We went there for 6 weeks, which can seem long for a lot of new people. This was my first mission trip, but I encourage you all to you want to go for that one. That is the best one. It goes by fast. Right. We had about 26 readers. I had about 7 myself. To 10 or 9. If you won't have everybody at the beginning, we have people come in at new people every week, so you'll probably get new people all the time. I'm not sure the exact number of hours we have. Typically, you'll read for about 45 minutes per session, and then you'll have 15 minutes to yourself to prepare for the next session. We read through Luke, Acts, this said we were graduation party, so we had took a picture at the church with all of the people. But and that's me and one of my preachers named Martino. She went to London last year and she really likes it there, so I thought that was interesting. She wants to become a radio person for BBC. So she was my youngest reader, about 21. So they range from 21 to my oldest was probably about 69 or 74. Artists in Japan, we had names. We had plenty of people who could actually speak English. Here's the party. So this was we had 5 parties. We had our Texas party, our Hawaiian party, that's always a fun one. This is from our birthday party, which I'll get into. We had our graduation party, and then we had some misconceptions in the last one, so we kind of just took all the decorations we had left. Because some of the readers took decorations home after we started. So we just took them all and just hung them all up. So, that's them playing Sushi Go. I don't know. Has anybody heard of that card game? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's somebody. Yeah, it's a really interesting card. I played it for the first time. We had Pin the Tail and the Donkey. That was pretty interesting. I rated it 12. So. And then that was Cookie Mix, which if you go on LSD, you're going to play anyway when you go to our Go weekend. I had a green tea Oreo, and it never got in my mouth. It was stuck on my cheek right there. Okay. This is the church, the Godward Church of Christ. That was where we lived there. We did a lot of lessons. It was only about 10 or so people. The last Sunday was 15 or 20. So, but those were readers who wanted to say so. In Japan, there's only 1% of people there that actually have ever heard of Jesus. So, and Japan is about as developed as we are, close to it, not more so. So, it's probably a country I really suggest. Like, I recommend. You will love going there. You will love going anywhere. It's up to you. Japan one more year. All right. Next one.
Next.
Here's some of the food. I actually did have bacon sushi. That is actually a thing. What's this sushi? This rotating sushi bar, and that was one of the things that I tried. There's the udon you guys had tonight. That's with some shrimp tempura, and that's the melon bread that the bread rolls you guys had. It's very good. I honestly wanted to steal it. Yeah. And then this was some of our free time. That was from the first pictures from our first full day there. We're eliminating Angela. Her parents have been missionaries in Japan, and she had lived there as a child. She's lived there for 20 years now. She has 3 kids with a Japanese man that she married. So she was our guiding light a lot. She could speak to them. That's the Daikutsu. We went to Yokohama one day. We went to this Buddhist temple area. That was where the Buddha would meditate and died. We actually went inside that statue. It was extremely hot there. And then I had to put this. This was my favorite part. We went to a Pokemon store while we were at Yokohama. So that was one of my favorite parts, and it was just. But honestly, the whole trip was. I think that's the last time.
Awesome. All right, thanks, Gavin. I think it's really interesting. He pointed out that like only 1% of Japanese people have been exposed to Christianity, and so for any of y'all that I guess want to go to a culture that's totally different, but know that you're making a big difference, I think Japan or any of the Asian countries would be really helpful. Just going there and going to unreached places where they're like, who is Jesus? They have never heard of that. So me and Kate went to Let's Start Talking. We went to Buenos Aires. This is our other teammate, Claire. Claire didn't have a teammate to go with, so she joined with us, and she's from UT Knoxville. And so she's there. She's back at school at UT Knox. Man, she was probably a blessing to our team. She kept us on focus, kept us together, organized. And
We
then,
could have picked a better person.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
like tried to pick people we knew.
yeah, we could.
We
Yeah.
could have picked a better person for our team.
Right.
It was really cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. So we went to Buenos Aires, Argentina for 4 weeks. How do you say caballito? Caballito. Yeah, I've learned a little bit, just a little bit. And we'll talk about our readers on the next slide. You talk about yours first.
This is Claudia Fernandez, and this is one of my readers that I kind of connected with a lot. It was crazy to me, like the amount of friends I made. I still talk to Claudia, and how relatable. Even though like we grew up in completely different cultures, like different sides of the world. Well, it's not one. It was crazy how good friends and how close I became with so many of my readers. She's really cool. She's a similar story to me. She kind of wasn't super close to God for a while, and then as she started to grow up more, she realized how important He was, and how much more like discipline she did in her life, and just to be able to learn how to be more selfless like Jesus. And it was really cool that we could have a conversation like that within like the first week of reading. So that's amazing. Somebody I don't even know, wants to tell me this about themselves. So anyway, she likes to dance, so we learned how to tango at this place called La Vinita. And she took us there, and it was really cool and fun. We danced with the best of old folks, so we had a great time. And yeah, she's just a really special person that I met. She actually told me recently that she found a job. That was one of her prayer requests while I was there, was a job. And so she said, I really need this job. I really need a job. I just need some income. And she's from Peru. Her and her sisters live in Argentina. So it's kind of hard for them. They're making it together on their own. And so anyway, she WhatsApped me recently and was like, hey, your prayers worked. I got a job here. And it's exactly what I needed. So that was amazing. Amazing to see God work through different people and to see all the blessings that He gives us.
My reader, one of them, we each had like 14 readers apiece, but this is just our special readers. One of my readers' name is Hugo, that older guy in the middle of me and Kate. Hugo was about, I don't know, that guy's like 7 years old. I never really wanted to ask, but I think he's around
He
like,
probably would not tell you the truth.
I don't think, yeah, he wouldn't tell
He'd be
you.
like, why do you want to know?
Yeah, but he was cool. Hugo was cool. He's probably in his 70s.
Hilarious.
But he went swimming every day. He like tried to stay active and try to keep his mind intact, on point. So he came and he studied English with us probably like 3 times a week. What I found with Hugo is they've had previous teams at this church in Argentina. So he's been reading about Jesus for probably 3 or 4 years now. And with me, it was really interesting because I could see him grow. When I sat down with him, I was just like, man, what can I, this guy's 70 years old. He knows everything. I can't.
Like 5 degrees.
Yeah, I
So
can't.
smart,
I can't teach him
fun.
anything. There's nothing I know. And so. One thing that Let's Start Talking focuses on is the Bible's the teacher. And in any of your Bible studies, the Bible's the teacher. We are not supposed to, necessarily teach them everything about Jesus. The Bible teaches. The story is incredible. So we just sat down and we read Acts. And by the end of our 4 weeks, he had learned that, I don't know how many times he had read Acts, but it wasn't the first time, but he had read that Saul and Paul were the same person. And that was just like mind blowing to him. I don't know. He was like, wait, Saul and Paul are the same person? I was like, yeah. He's like, what? And so I think he was just really encouraged by the fact that you can change. As we know, Saul was in his earlier life, he was persecuting Christians, and then God totally changed his life around. And so, he wrote lots of the New Testament. So he really learned a lot just by reading the Word with me, and I was so encouraged by just seeing him, just the sparks go off in his mind, so each reading session just got better and better, and he was just so much, he became comfortable with me, and I became comfortable with him, and it was a really good time. And so that's just 2 of our readers that we constantly, I'm constantly praying for Hugo. He's been emailing me about Paul, talking about Paul and Saul, and so he's just like, he asked a lot of questions still, but it's just 2 of our readers, that we got to touch base with and read the Bible with. And you don't think you're going to grow in 4 weeks or 3 weeks or 6 weeks, but you do grow through reading the Bible and just life experiences. it's true as it was back then as it is now, like those same things that Jesus talks about. So yeah, next to that, parties. Okay, you want to talk about some of these?
Yeah, this is for my first party. It is our Hawaiian theme party. Is it?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, that's our first year.
That party was like a huge success. They all were. Some, I mean, it's harder as we shut them in there because they're a very busy culture and they do stuff later at night. But anyway, so this was a super fun party. We did, what's it called?
Limbo.
Limbo. Sorry. We did Limbo, and that lasted a long time. I have some hilarious footage of Limbo if anybody wants to see that later. But yeah, we had a bunch of parties, and all the readers showed up, and they would bring friends. And half the church really was like a lot of LST readers.
Yeah.
And that was extremely encouraging because church members would show up to the parties too, and they really grew a lot. You know, you can see growth just in the 4 weeks that we were there, which is amazing. So yeah, we did Hawaiian, we did birthday, which is like Alice in Wonderland themed. It was like everybody's birthday, and then we did a graduation theme party.
Yeah. The purpose of parties, since we do reading sessions every day on these trips, we have a party at least once a week, and the purpose is to take the readers, our students, and bond them with the church members. And so when we leave, hopefully they can have a bond, they can do Bible studies, they can continue going to church with them. And so every time we would have a party, we invite the church members, we invite our students, our readers, and they would all come together and have a good time. Man, I wish we had the video. I should have posted it. At this party, we like taught them how to do a line dance, and they like caught it so fast. It was like a country line dance, and they're just going. It was amazing.
We didn't know how they were gonna react to that.
Yeah,
they were like really interested in it.
Yeah, they
really
liked it.
it. It was fun.
I was like, okay, cool. Yeah. So just kind of you basically our parties are American themed, so we take a little bit American and just try to bring it to the country you're going to. And they're really fun. They can last a long time, especially in southern or not southern, but Hispanic countries where they party a lot. So it was good. They had a lot of fun, a lot of games we talked to.
Really fun group of people.
Yeah. Next. Church in Caballito. Okay. So this church, it was a blessing that we went there, that we could be a part of it. None of y'all really know the people that started Let's Start Talking, but we had students that went to the Student Center in 2001, Let's Start Talking here at the Student Center. And so they went to Buenos Aires like in 2001. And so when me and Kay got off the plane, they were like, yeah, we're from UT Chattanooga. And they're like, we had some crazy girls from UT Chattanooga one time in 2001. And I was like, no way, I know those girls. And so they're like, what? And so it's cool. I got to update them. This church is absolutely awesome. They've been doing Let's Start Talking for about 10 years now. Or I guess 14 years now. 2001 they started. So, and it's been a blessing because most of their church, half of their church members were once readers. So like half of their church members were once LST students, and they became Christians through Let's Start Talking, and now they're members of the church. And so they really do use it as a ministry, a long-term ministry, to get people to come in that wouldn't typically go to church, or that don't know Jesus, or that are Catholic, just from other religions, to come in and do English lessons and learn about Jesus and grow closer to him. So this guy is the minister, and that's his wife, Laura. Oswaldo is his name. He's very Italian. He talked with his hands a lot. He was like, oh, welcome, you know, like I was like, okay. Yeah. But they were very hospitable to us. They put us in a house that they bought for Let's Start Talking groups. And so after us, another group came, and then after those girls, another group came. So they use it as a year-round ministry in their church, which is really encouraging. And
we actually got to meet the people that stayed there the month before us.
Yeah.
So they Skyped in with us, and we got to hear all about the readers and just, you know, stuff like that. It was a really great place to go for Let's Start Talking, because they're very, like you said, hospitable for Let's Start Talking. They have a great program for people who do Let's Start Talking.
Yeah, it's really organized. They're really organized.
Yeah.
And they see the what it can bring for their church. They see the profits it can bring for their church of just having members that have been, you know, in the program and became Christians through that. So it was a great church. It was a good city to be in. We'll talk about that on the next slide. You go to that slide right there. Yay, free days. Okay, thank you. Thanks, Clark. So let's start talking. You do reading sessions, you do parties, and then of course you need some vacation days. So you get 2 days a week where you can go out and do whatever you want to. Kate, where are you right here? La Boca. La Boca. Yeah.
Today we lost the yellow bus, y'all. Today we lost the bus.
That day was so long, y'all. It's
It
man.
was
So
fun.
Argentina is a big city. I did not know, even me traveling so much, I would say New York on steroids. Like New York, yeah, it's just crazy. They're known as having the biggest avenue in the world. So there's this street that has literally 8 lanes. Let's see, 8 lanes where cars are just going one way. Like that's just one street. right
8
there.
lanes and then 8 more lanes.
Yes, yeah, 8 and 8, 16 lanes.
Yes.
Yeah, there's 16 lanes. So
You cannot run across it. We tried to do that. You cannot.
we
make
tried
it.
to run
You
across
cannot
it,
make it.
one thing, but we couldn't.
Too many people.
I didn't want to die. But yeah, so
I would have had it on video.
yeah, the bus hit me. This house right here is our red house. It's their the pink house. The pink house. It's their president's house. It's kind of like a special place that they have there in the city. And then this is where we were on the yellow bus and we were just like
Very true. We're on top of a bus sitting there with our little headphones.
with the
Little
headphones. So
tour guide.
yeah, we tried to do a lot in the city with our 2 days, but we tried to master it. But we touched a little bit. Just a little bit of it, of how big it is. It's a great city because it's very European based, and so all the architecture, most of it's Italian or it's French. So the buildings, you can look at Kate's face. Kate has a lot of pictures where the buildings are just French, kind of like New Orleans, kind of like France, Paris. Think of very European buildings, architecture, very old, and so it was not as, I guess, South American as you would think. It's very European, but they speak Spanish and they kiss you on the cheek, and so it was very developed. The community's very developed, and the city's very developed. It's really big and very developed, and it's a good place to go. I would just suggest anybody that hasn't gone out of the country and wants to do like their first place. It's a good transition place because it's not totally putting you in another culture if you're kind of nervous about that, which I totally understand. Anything else about free days? Free days are awesome.
Yeah, research before you go if you do.
Research before you
That
go.
way you're a little
And
more
that's
prepared
the-
and you don't get lost with us.
Yeah.
It was still fun though.
It was still
That
fun.
more
It was still
but
fun.
we would've had plans.
Also, we did a lot of walking. I have to say,
We lost some weight.
we lost some weight.
Exercise in.
Yeah, you do walking or you get subway. Like, we rarely ever got anybody's car. Like taxi, maybe if we like really needed to get somewhere
Yeah.
fast. But we did a lot of walking, and that's what everybody does there. The culture is very laid back when it comes to time, and so you don't really wake up until later in the day, and you take a siesta between 12 and 2. And at night, you don't eat dinner until about 8 or 9, 10 o'clock. The restaurants really don't open until then, actually. So we took naps from 12. I mean, we tried to stay, do what the Romans do, 12 to 2, take a nap, make sure we take that time to rest, and do what they do. You just have to do what they do. So like,
Fresh for next week.
yeah, fresh for the next one.
Yes.
And we had dinner at 9, 10 o'clock at night usually. It's very laid back culture. Yeah, it's a great place to go to. Yes. Oh no. Thank you. Just have one more slide. Yeah. All right. So what about you? This is the slide for y'all. We are going to be training another team this year. Me and Gavin. Gavin, what up?
Yeah.
Me and Gavin are going to be the trainers for this coming summer. Every year, the Student Center has been blessed to have a team to go. This year we had Japan and Argentina. Last year we had Japan. Before that we had, I can't even remember. We just go back and on. Yeah, it's just one more year. So I just want to let you know what it can provide. Let's start talking has a lot of countries you can pick from. And I think that's really what is the niche of this organization. You can choose the country you want to go to. You can choose if you want to do a 2-week, a 3-week, a 4-week, a 6-week, you can choose that. And you can choose like when you want to go. Most of the time though, that's going to be our summertime. Of course, we have school, right? So between May and August, if y'all wanted to sign up for a trip for 2 weeks, it's no problem for that. So I'll just go through the countries. They have now, since they've been they're older organization. You can choose from several different countries. Brazil, I've gone to Brazil. It's a great place. That was my first LSD trip. And Argentina, of course. Japan is all the Asian countries. Japan, China, Singapore. European, if you're feeling European. Italy is a great place. They also had Jordan is available this year. I don't know if anyone's interested in the Middle East, but it has become something that we are trying to focus on. And so Jordan is now on the map to accept a team. And then Africa, Kenya, Rwanda, Uganda. So there are tons of places you can go. And I know for me as a freshman, when I heard about this organization, I was just like, I mean, that's like, you can go anywhere and anytime and any place and whatever. That sounds too good to be true, but you really can set up your own trip if you want to. And then also I was afraid about just stepping out of the United States. Like, what is that like? What is to experience another culture? And I know for many of y'all that have gone out, the first trip, you just are lit up from inside. You have a fire inside of you. You have to go again. You have to surf somewhere. It's in you now. It's in you. You have to do it. So if you are looking for something to do this summer and you want to go to one of these places or another place, there might be some sites that I didn't list. Actually, there are some sites I didn't list. You should probably consider Let's Start Talking. I do not disclose the price, so if y'all want to, we're gonna have a question and answer session like right after I'm done with this slide. I don't discuss the price because I feel like it really discourages people from going, but I will have to tell you that I've fundraised for about 8 trips now, and it's really God that has done it for me. Kate, you have, I don't know, what do you think about fundraising?
You'd be so surprised about, I'm not organized as a person when it comes to this type of stuff, and money stresses me out to an extreme degree. So I was really nervous about all this and fundraising and thinking, like I'm terrible at asking for help or for money or anything like that. But it was extremely encouraging before I even got on the trip, how many people helped me get to the trip, and how spiritually helpful it was for me. So never let that discourage you at all. I know you probably hear me saying that, you're thinking, okay, whatever. No, seriously, in the time. I only went for 4 weeks because I was scared and I was nervous to go for 6 weeks, and I had summer school. But I wish so badly that I would have went for 6. So I hope you aren't scared to go for a longer time, and if you can go for as long as they let you go, you should definitely consider it.
When Kate was in Argentina, she was like, "I wish I would have done 6." I was like, "What?" Like,
I told you so.
I told you, come on, man. So of course 6, like Gavin said, you become more involved in the culture and you build bigger and better relationships. That's why it really kind of fills you in. 6 weeks is the best, but 2 weeks is available. 3 weeks, whatever you want to
Some
choose.
people can't go for 6.
Yeah,
That's
some
okay.
people have summer school. I've done it before, summer school and Let's Start Talking before.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be a meeting next week. Me and Gavin will be meeting in the dining room. Gavin, you want to pass around? There's like a clipboard. We're gonna pass that around, and Gavin's gonna talk to us a little bit, just give us a little scripture reading, and then we will wrap it up. So don't be afraid. Just put your name if you're like a little bit interested. It's not like that's not signing you up to go. It's just put your name on the list if you're just a little bit interested, okay? And we'll see you next week in the dining room. And I'll let Gavin take it.
I just want to bask in the power for a moment. Is this what Craig feels every week? All right. If y'all could just turn in your Bibles to, I won't take up a lot of time. It's Luke chapter 12, verses 22 through 31. This is a scripture that really helped me while I was there. I actually pulled the verses I'm reading. I actually pulled it out of the LSD workbook just to give you a little taste of the language that they use for writing these scriptures. Like they said, it's a lot of fun to go on these trips, and it's really worth it. I honestly wish I could go back again if I could afford it. And I got really lucky with my fundraising, but I'll talk about that in a bit, because there's a little, in the LST world, there's a motto we go by. The word is the teacher, we are the illustration. So I'm going to give you what the word is saying, and then I'm going to give you a little bit about my experience. All right, so Jesus said to his followers, "So I tell you, don't worry about the food you need to live. Don't worry about the food, clothes you need for your body. Life is more important than food, and the body is more important than clothes. Look at the birds. They don't plant or harvest. Birds don't save food in houses or barns, but God takes care of them. And you are worth much more than birds. None of you can add any time to your life by worrying about it. If you cannot do the little things, then why worry about the big things? Look at the wildflowers. See how they grow. They don't work or make clothes for themselves, but I tell you that even Solomon, the great and rich king, was not dressed as beautifully as one of these flowers. God clothes the grass in the field like that. That grass is living today, but tomorrow will be thrown into the fire to be burned. So you know that God will clothe you much more. Don't have so little faith. So don't always think about what you will eat or what you will drink. Don't worry about it. All the people who don't know God try to get those things. Your Father knows that you need those things. The thing you should want is God's kingdom. Then all these other things you need will be given to you." Okay, so my illustration. I said it goes by really fast, and it's not just the 6 weeks, it's the whole year. I remember being where you guys, I was over there last year when Caleb and Catherine and Tori were giving their thing. I was inspired by them to go to Japan, and I remember when I was here, I was thinking, oh, this is something I could do. I totally want to do this. Then I got home, started talking to my parents, and the questions started forming. And I started getting nervous, going, can I actually do this? Can I really go across the world to Japan, of all places? And you guys are going to get these questions too. It's a really great program, but I'm going to be honest, it's not easy. It is never easy to go on a mission trip. It's never easy to be a Christian at all. And we get to this point where we're worried about what people will think, what people will do when they find out that we are Christian. Because that's the world we live in today. We have to be worried about being politically correct these days. Just in our country, we have all the things going on overseas. It can be a dangerous world, but yet we have so much freedom here to praise God. And some of these countries, China, for instance, they don't have that kind of freedom yet. I'm pretty sure there's more Christians there than in Japan, where they're not restricted to that. In Japan, we passed by Buddhist temples, we passed by Shinto areas, we passed by there were so many different religions there. We even went to a Christian church one Sunday and met different people who had become Christians. There was a man who used to be in the Yakuza, which is basically the Japanese mob. And he managed to get out, and he became a Christian. And he and his wife go across Japan teaching other people about Christ. And I just think it's amazing that it's starting to grow, and you all can make a difference by going to these different places. And I was so worried about what was going to happen. There was a moment where I was trying to apply for a job at UNAM, and I wasn't sure if I was even going to be able to go. So I prayed to God saying, God, I want you to let your will be done. Wherever you want me to go, I will go. Wherever you want me to do, I will do. I'm your servant. I'm right here. Send me. And I found out the next week, didn't get the job. But I talked to my parents, and we decided, okay, we're going to do this. So I started fundraising. I was a month late. I was worried. I raised almost $2,000 more than I needed originally. And so and honestly, I got a lot of laughs about that from the other LST people here, but it is amazing. I got lucky, but at the same time, there's so many ways for you guys to raise money. We have the pancake night in February. There's all kinds. We have a lot of connections. I plan on donating to anybody who decides to go. If you decide to go, you can expect you can expect some money in your account from me. And you don't even have to thank me. I plan to do it no matter what. You guys are the perfect people to go across the world because you're the kind of people who are really interested in being Christians. You're interested in talking about it. And these people, they want to talk with you. It's not just it's not just evangelism in the sense that we're beating the Bible into people. No, that's not it at all. This is a conversation. You're talking to people. They like to talk with you. There were some days where we got halfway through the lesson and we hadn't even started talking about the workbook yet. We were just talking about different things going on. I learned about Brexit from one of my readers. I had no idea what was going on, and he asked me about it. I was so confused, and I had to look it up on the internet afterwards. And so you learned so much from these people. I had a reader who was been a Christian for 50 years, and he would walk to LSD every year. He actually met Caleb and the others while they were there. He goes to church where they went to, but he goes to LST where we were. So it's an amazing program, and I know you guys can do it. I know you guys will make it. I will find a way to get you guys there if you want to go. If you want to go to Japan or Argentina or Antarctica's not on the list, so I won't say that one. 6th continent. But if you want to go to these places, I will get you there, and we will find a way for you to get there. Because you guys are awesome, and I know that you will all do a good job. So that's all I really have to say. So why don't we circle up or huddle up or whatever we do.
Do not worry. Do not worry.
The most inspirational mission trip speech ever.
No, you're never so inspired. Bring it in, everybody.
All right. You're like, come on.
What should we sing?
Make me a servant, Lord, make me like you, for you are a servant. Make me one too. Make me a servant to what you must do. To make me a servant, make me like you.
Heavenly Father, thank you for the opportunity to let us come together on Tuesday nights and learn about your word, and for this night to learn about LST and maybe open some opportunities for people here to go on mission trips and help spread your word across the world. And just thank you for allowing us to do this, and please forgive us when we fall short, and watch over us as we go back to our homes tonight and go into school tomorrow. And just thank you for everything. We love you. In Jesus' name we pray.
I know, man.